2.
Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Brosnan back in the classroom. Happy to see you. We are at May 28th. Today's Thursday the 28th, and as you can see, it's our pink flower, and we are getting to the end of the month. And don't forget that the next month coming up is June. It'll be here soon in a couple days. Okay, today we're going to do a story about the moon. Now, we all know about the moon, and the great part about this story is you can go out of your house every night and look in the sky and see if you can find the moon. And today I'm going to teach you the different phases of the moon, because if you go out and look at the moon, there is a different shape every night, and I will show you what the shapes are after we read our book about the moon. So today, the book that we're going to read is Papa, Please Get the Moon for Me. It's written by Eric Carle. Before Monica went to bed, she looked out of her window and saw the moon, and the moon looked so near. I wish that I could play with the moon, thought Monica, and reached for it. But no matter how much she stretched, she could not touch the moon. Papa, said Monica to her father, please get the moon for me. So Papa got a very long ladder. Look at this ladder, boys and girls. What do you think Papa's going to do for Monica? He carried that very long ladder up to a very high mountain. Then Papa put the very long ladder on top of the very high mountain. This is exciting. And up he climbed. Look where he's climbing to. Look at this. Finally, Papa got to the moon. My daughter Monica would like to play with you, said Papa, but you are much too big. Every night I get a little smaller, said the moon, and when I am just the right size, you can take me with you. Look at this giant full moon. And indeed, the moon did get smaller and smaller and smaller. And when the moon was just the right size, Papa took it, and down and down and down he climbed. Here, said Papa to Monica, I have the moon for you. And Monica jumped and she danced with the moon, and she hugged the moon and threw it up in the air. But the moon did keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and finally it disappeared altogether. Then one night, Monica looked out her window and saw a thin sliver of the moon reappear. Do you see the moon in the sky? It's very small. And each night, the moon grew and grew and grew until it was a full moon again. The end. So in that story, you could see that the moon changes shape in the sky. And it's called, when the moon is changing shape, it's called the phases of the moon. So here, Mrs. Brosnan is going to show you. This we know is called the full moon. This is when the moon is a circle. You can see the full moon. The next shape that you could look for in the sky, it's called a half moon. And if you look, you see that it is half of a circle. So you could go out every night from your house and look for a half moon. And the last shape that the moon could be, it's called a crescent moon. And you see how it's a very small sliver. It was called a sliver in the book, and it's called a crescent moon. So now, Mrs. Brosnan went outside of her house last night and looked into the sky And do you know what the shape of the moon was? It was a crescent moon, a beautiful crescent moon. So that is the fun part. You can go out of your house and look up into the sky, and now you will know the names of the shapes. So now that the story is done, Mrs. Brosnan, we're gonna walk over and we're gonna do a fun project with a surprise. But first I'm gonna show you this. We're gonna give you a piece of paper that shows the full moon, the half moon, and the crescent moon. And it'll be fun for you at home to cut these out, because we've done a lot of practice with scissors, and you can take a piece of blue paper, just like Mrs. Brosnan showed you, and you can pick your favorite shape of the moon, and you can make your very own moon picture. And then you can include the sparkly stars that we will give you, and it's so much fun, okay? Now, I have one more surprise for you, and it's gonna be a yummy, yummy special surprise. So follow me over to the project table, and let's see what we can do with the shapes of the moon. Okay, you might even laugh at this project because we know Mrs. Lombardi, Mrs. Provost, and Mrs. Brosnan love Oreos, and we get to do a project with Oreos. So I'm going to show you close up. Look what you can do with Oreos, the phases of the moon. So all you have to do, you have Oreos in your house, you take a piece of paper. Mrs. Brosnan drew a sun on one side, and each Oreo shows a different phase. This is called a new moon. This is our crescent moon. This is the half moon, and this is the delicious full moon. So I'm gonna show you how you can do this with an Oreo. Now, if you notice, I have a bowl here because this is the fun project where if an Oreo cracks, you get to put it in the bowl and eat it after the project. So let's see. Take your Oreo, you can open it up, and look at this. Oh, that's for eating for later. And take this piece off, and look it, you have your full moon, okay? You could also take the Oreo and turn it around, and that's your new moon. But now, if you wanna make a half moon, take it very carefully, and your mom or dad could help you with this. You try to get the cream off the half of the Oreo. There we go. And then you have your half moon. And you can practice this a lot because look what happened. Oh, there we go. Oreos will crack, so try to be gentle, but it's a lot of fun to try and do the different phases of the moon with your Oreos. And there is your delicious project of the moon. And that's it, boys and girls. I hope you have a lot of fun doing this project. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.